Sit down, please, sit down.
Ndigbo. I'm President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo. Welcome. President General of Ohanaeze worldwide, and Igbo leaders are present. Let me quickly introduce some of the Igbo elders that are here. By Chairman, Police Service Commission. Welcome, sir. Because of his love for the Igbos, he flew Board of Directors, NECO, and a illustrious Igbo son. And
I speak to you this morning as the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide. I speak to you as the leader of Igbo people in Nigeria. We believe in this country. We have worked very hard at all times since the amalgamation of this country towards the progress, towards the unity, towards the success of Nigeria in every field. Any honest Nigerian will agree that Igbos have played a major role in every aspect of life that has shaped the destiny of our great country, Nigeria. Probably the history of Nigeria as a country started when Frederick Lugard in 1914 amalgamated Northern Protectorate and Southern Protectorate. But I want you to know that Igbos have existed where we live today in Nigeria, even before Christ was born. I am setting up a museum of Igbo history. And when the results come out, you will see that Igbos are perhaps where they live today. We have been very old there. So we are old. In Nigeria, Igbo activity in Lagos and in many parts of Nigeria predate the 1914 amalgamation by Frederick Lugard. So in effect, Igbos have been part of this territory called Nigeria for a very long time. In 1914, Nigeria was amalgamated. We now became one country. That gave Nigeria, Igbos, the determination to move around, to help in building a country, Nigeria. Igbos, Igbo traders, Igbo entrepreneurs, Igbo artisans, Igbo craftsmen dispersed all over the country. Our people left our home in the eastern part and went to the north and went to the west. Eventually, Lagos became the federal capital. And of course, like in all countries, a national capital is a challenge. The development of a national capital is a challenge not only to those who are domiciled there, but it's a challenge to anybody who regards himself as a patriotic citizen of Nigeria. So when Lagos was accepted as capital of Nigeria, Igbos, most of them are dead today, our forebears, they rose to the challenge. Challenge of that time is investment. Investment, massive investment to make the capital Lagos a proper, a fitting headquarters for Nigeria. That's how Igbos scattered all over. That's how Igbos moved into Lagos by a sense of patriotism. Igbos came into Lagos. They found some swampy lands. They bought the land. Igbos, when they came to Lagos, They never came there to take anybody's property. They came there, they saw empty, they bought the land, they converted swampy lands to habitable places. They built businesses, they built homes, they built schools, they developed Lagos. In effect, without the enterprise, without the patriotism of Igbos, of Nigerians like the Igbos, many other Nigerians did the same, but it will appear, because of population, Igbos were in large number. But these pioneers, these our forebears, are the heroes of the time, the heroes of what we call today a very strong Lagos. When they came there, Lagos was basically swamp, but they converted it to very wonderful, beautiful headquarters we see today in Nigeria. I want on this occasion to salute our forebears. I want to salute all those Igbos, our people who left their home, the comfort of their home in eastern Nigeria, and crossed the Niger and went to Lagos and participated in developing Lagos. In the normal character of Igbos, when they went to Lagos, they didn't say that the property there is their own. They made sure they identified the owners. I have it on record that Igbos, wherever they went, they bought the land, they obeyed the laws, both local and federal, and they have been law-abiding. And in return, they were very highly respected by the natives. People in Lagos respected, the Yorubas respected Igbos. They built very solid and sound relationship with Igbos. Igbos lived in Lagos without any problem, in peace and in love. And that was a proper and fitting action to their behavior, their character, or coming to help in developing the Lagos. We continued in Nigeria until 1960. We had independence. At independence, Nigeria had a constitution. That constitution was a good constitution. It was a federal constitution. In 1963, we had a Republican constitution. Again, it was quite a good constitution. Now, I want to let the world know that Igbos have found that first republic, 1960 and 1963, as one of the best periods in our history. We don't have any problem with that government. No Igbo leader was on trial or in any problem. Now, but by 1966, there was a military coup, a military affair, nothing to do with Igbos. But it was very convenient for some people to profile it Igbo, and then Igbos were blamed. All what happened is part of history. We thought it was a joke. It culminated into a civil war. A civil war which made Igbo land a battleground. A civil war in which we lost hundreds and thousands or even millions of our people. Our very illustrious sons and daughters paid the supreme sacrifice during that battle, which was fought on the soil of Igbo land in Nigeria. We lost our properties. In 1970, common sense prevailed. And like all conflicts in the world, it was settled on the round table. No victor, no vanquished. Now, we were promised 3 R's: reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. Some of you who are old enough like me, anybody here who is above 80, like I'm more than 80, will have experienced what happened then. We were promised that there is no victor, no vanquished, 3 R's. Now, painfully, it wasn't completely that in practice. Those 3 R's were not accomplished. But Igbos, on the other hand, in a normal character, The moment it was announced the battle was over, the civil war was over, Igbos went round the whole place again. Igbos moved to the north, moved to the west, moved to the east, and invested massively. And for avoidance of doubt, every economy required two investments: foreign investment and internal investment. Let me tell you, all over the world, the internal investment is more important than the foreign investment. When a foreigner invests in a country, he wants to repatriate it to his country, yes, and he's losing. But when a Nigerian invests, he doesn't repatriate anything. Yes. Now, I'm saying this because Igbos have been taken for granted. Igbos in 1970, after the war, moved up again and invested massively in the north, invested massively in the west, invested massively in the east. There is hardly any local government today in Nigeria you don't see investment and economic activity, social activity, educational activity of Igbos. There is nowhere. To me and to many Igbos who are patriotic Nigerians, it's a happy development. Because what it means is that they have now invested. The Igbos have invested in this place. They have contributed to the internally generated revenue in those places. Igbos, unlike some people, when they come to a place, they make money, they carry it to their home. Igbos are not like that. And as the leader of Igbos, I'm making Nigerians to know what we are. When we come to a place and make money in the place, we invest the money there. Yes. And when we do it, they say we are dominated. When we make money, we invest it there. We have a choice. If Igbos have been the group that get money and run away with it, of course, Igbo land could have been a different place. Yes. But we felt that, you see, we are one Nigeria. Why, if it's one Nigeria, why shouldn't I develop Lagos? Why shouldn't I develop any other place? So Igbos have, I'm saying it, been one of the biggest investors in Nigeria in local investment. Yes. Everywhere you go, you have them. That is overlooked. It's local investment. And that is what has developed Lagos to what it is today. Because anybody who saw Lagos when in the 60s or in the 50s and see Lagos today will know. When people say that Igbos have taken over Lagos, Igbos have done this, or it's not. Igbos have not carried Lagos away to Igbo land. The person who has taken over Lagos is that person who has made money in Lagos and taken it out. That foreigner, a foreigner from Europe or elsewhere, who has come to make money and sent it back to his home. But an Igbo man makes money in Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria, he invests that money there, he builds school there, he builds business there, he builds house there, and then he lives there happily with his people. I don't see why this could be an offense. So now we fought the war. These 3 hours, what did we get? Our property, Igbo properties, were seized in River State, in Port Harcourt, River State. It was called abandoned property. That is, we all agreed on 3 hours. Reconciliation, that is the reconciliation we got. Most of our people died. These are people who spent money. Most of them made Port Harcourt as a creek. They bought land from people, they developed the Port Harcourt land. Now they got up at old age to see they have lost everything they got. Most of them, nobody came to their rescue. They lost their property. When that thing started, it was like a joke. Now, why is it? It was very painful to Igbos because Igbos played a major role in making the Queries have the ownership of Port Harcourt. There was a time when there was dispute about who owns Port Harcourt, Queries and the other people, the rest. Igbos regarded the Ikwere as their kith and kin. Igbo State Union at the time, which was the supreme body of Igbos, came together, rallied around the Ikweres, and supported the Ikwere people, financially and otherwise. The case of ownership of Port Harcourt was determined at the West African Court of Appeal, WACA, in Gold Coast in those days. In those days, we were under British rule. It was in Gold Coast, Ghana. I was a young boy, a small boy in Port Harcourt, on the day the judgment was passed. I still, as I stay here, remember with nostalgia what happened that day. People, Igbos were rejoicing, Igbos were jubilating, because Igbos regarded Ikweres as their kith and kin. And then Igbos were happy that Port Harcourt had been declared to be owned by Ikwere people. For Igbos, during their own lifetime, to see that their own property they bought with their money seized, it was very painful. Most of them died. But we endured it. Igbos again moved back and struggled. Started from the scratch again to build up. And after the war, they went all over the place, because after the war, everybody was told everything is okay. Go back to wherever you live and be there, no problem. Igbos went round. And wherever they went, due to the industry, due to hard work, due to their belief in this country, they prospered. They invested their prosperity in developing those places, in developing the education, in developing the social structures, in developing everything, in paying taxes. I don't see how this can be an offense to any group. It's a very serious matter. And then we have come to a position since we have seen this thing smoldering again. I will distribute to you people here, before I go, I've told them to make photocopy, a letter written, which I think is a very serious letter. This letter, I'm sure some of you must have read it through the social media. That letter describes Igbos with unacceptable adjectives. He calls Igbos drug peddlers. He called Igbos kidnappers. He called Igbos assassins. He told us that we stole money. We come to Lagos. We use stolen money to buy over Lagos. He says that Igbos now own half of Lagos. That we bought the whole place with this. And he has suggested that we should all that the government should revoke the Igbos' occupation of all the markets in Lagos. He mentioned all the markets, Alaba, there are many of them, Vestac, every one of them. We thought it was a joke. But we have seen signs of that. And we are worried because Ndigbo say, onye agbụsị gbara mbụ ya bịa ọ ga-amụta ihe. We have suffered this before. We have suffered before. So since we have suffered before, we have seen the whole thing coming up again. We don't see what offense we have committed by going to develop market, invest in market, develop trade, and make Lagos a bustling commercial place. I want you to close your eyes and imagine Lagos without those markets. Supposing Igbos all leave that place the next day, nobody can rebuild all that within a short time. So the truth about it is, I have come to address this conference in order to draw the attention of all Nigerians to the fact that we Igbos were not fools. We know we're acting because we are patriotic Nigerians. We are acting because we were assured that we are safe to make investment to live anywhere in our country, Nigeria. We have done that. If at this moment, if you are an Igbo person and that becomes a problem, then I have seen some people too threatening that Igbos have taken over Abuja. I have got such a statements as a leader of Igbos. I want to tell all those people that Igbos have come to Abuja to invest like every other person. If any Igbo man have taken anybody's property in Abuja without payment, take him to court. The law, the court is there to protect people. If any Igbo man, but if Igbo man has come to Abuja, have gone to Lagos, have gone to anywhere in the country, and use his hard-earned money to buy a property, to develop it, and is living there, and then anybody, because you don't like the face of Igbos, think you can come now and then take it away or manipulate to make sure you make laws to make them lose it, I think before God and man, it is not good. That is why I'm appealing to Nigerians in 36 states of Abuja, that Igbos have seen the same thing coming up again. We were accused of carrying out a coup we didn't cause. That caused a war. We claimed the life of most of our people. And we are still there today. Now they are starting up another one again, telling Igbos that we should leave Lagos, we should leave Abuja, all sorts of things. Everything they say we should leave. I want the government to take it very serious. We talk of one Nigeria, we believe in one Nigeria. People talk about the Igbos trying to say, how can it, if you come, you know, we have invested more than other people in Nigeria. How can we talk of, we know that if Nigeria is a corporate body, we are great shareholders. So anybody who suggests that an Igbo man, because he believes he has invested money, he has taken, should leave the country, I think is treason. That person is an enemy of Nigeria. I think really that is an enemy of Nigeria. So I have made this statement because we have passed through that before, and we have seen the ember coming up again. We don't want it. We don't want it to burst into a flame, because we have suffered a lot. We don't want Igbo land to be a theater of war again. We have passed through it again before. We are worried. I want to also make it very clear, because now I want to make it very clear that I have, in Lagos, for example, well, we have got people talking about the market. Some of those are writing against our people, and people say, oh, they're going to remove Igbos, they're going to sack them. And what offense did they commit? They invested their money, they developed the place. And everybody who invests would like to read the benefits of his efforts. I don't think it's an offense, so nobody should commit. I also hear now, recently, that some areas where Igbos live, homes are being demolished. Well, frankly speaking, I have not got the facts. I don't want to talk about things I haven't got facts. But what I know is that I have been to Alaba Market, I have visited there. I am convinced and satisfied that there are some people who are fighting to make sure they dispossess Igbo traders of their stores and markets and places. So I'm sure. But question of homes, people are saying the homes have been demolished. I have not got the facts. But the information I have from the government is that some of the houses are built on roads. Some are built on drainage lines. I'm telling my brothers, the Igbos, we have been told many years ago by our forebears, our parents have told us, say Ganamba, I'm right now Shibia. I get me Iwuayanwu. I get against Iwuayanwu. Man, we have to obey and respect the laws of the land. Wherever we are, if you want to build a house, you have to buy the land properly. You have to register the land properly. You have to apply for approval in a government. Now, once you have got all those done, approved, fine. Be rest assured that nobody, Ohaneze, will defend you. But if you go and you don't obey the rule of the land, you go and build on drainage line, you go and build on roads, you don't get approval, it's going to be difficult for us to have support you in any way. I want to assure any others of you who say their homes have been demolished. I've been watching with pens, some children crying. I have seen a pathetic sight where children came back from school, their home is being demolished. They were crying, they were shedding tears. I was moved as a human being, as a father. I know what is. I come back and see my children crying because they are now a few hours before they had a home. Now they are homeless. It's a very painful thing. But then we have to obey the laws of the place. And I'm promising them that I'm investigating the matter. Any of our people who actually had a proper approval by the agency and whose home is being destroyed, Ohaneze will stand by them to make sure that reparation is paid to them. We are going to stand by them. When I saw, it means the whole Igbos everywhere, because the case now is becoming a serious matter. We are going to stand by them to make sure that they are giving reparation. But if on the other hand, out of impurity, you build without approval, you build on drainage line, you build without approval, then you have to know it's difficult. So I want to let you know about that. Now, we have the same problem in other places like Abuja. So I'm appealing to people in Abuja in the same way. Please, Igbo si onye ndị iro gbara gburugburu na ndị nche mgbe niile ọwụ ihe mere eme. Onye ọbụla mara na ndị iro gbara gburugburu onye ọbụla ga-eche ndị ya nche mgbe niile. Ekwuchana m ka ahụ. Ka ọzọ, o nwere ndị na-ekwu na ndị Igbo na Lagos, na onwe ndị Igbo na-ekwu na anyị akpụlọta ha ha were maka m ga-emegharị mme ka alọta. Dịka onye isi ndị Igbo, ana m agwa ndị Igbo bi Lagos onwe bụ na-aga. Ana m agwa ndị Igbo nọ na Abuja, you're not going anywhere. Unu nọ na Nigeria, this is your home. Please, taa ka nna gwa unu dịka onye isi na onwe bụ na-aga. Unu azọla ala rụọ ụlọ na Lagos, ebe ahụ unu bi. Anyị niile bụ ndị Nigeria. Atụpụkwala onye ọbụla ọnụ si gị pụọ. But ihe anyị na-eme ugbu a, Ohanaeze na-arụ international market. Anyị na ndị state governments. We say anyị na-arụ international market. Because anyị rụọ ya, anyị ga-enwe ka ha nwee ike nwee store ebe ụlọ. Because a na-agwa ha kemgbe, call home. Before gị lọta n'ụlọ, ọ ga-enwerịrị nke onye ha ga-etinye ya. So anyị na ha emene ya. But onye si unu lọta, unu atụpụkwala ọnụ. Agbara m unu so onwe bụ unu aga. So aga m eme a department n'ọfịs m ga-enwe telefon. Any report e nwere ha ga-akpọ. So mụ ga-ama at very short notice ebe e nwere nsogbu ọbụla. So unu nọrọ. Nigeria wụ ọwa ala anyị. Onwe ebe anyị na-aga. I so run Nigeria. I ga-anọ Nigeria. Achọkwara ka unu mara na dịka onye isi unu nnụgharị ihe gbasara ndụ na akụnụba ana m eleba anya. Kemgbe nnụ gị ihe a, agaala m gaa n'ala Lagos, gakwa ebe ndị ọzọ Yoruba dị iche iche. Achọrọ ka unu mara na ndị Yoruba ha hụrụ anyị n'anya, ha ma na over the years I know Ada Nwaanyị, lawyer gụrụ akwụkwọ na London, go no university, beautiful and intelligent daughters. Onye Yoruba na amụ ya, ụmụ na 4 children. Ha bi London. So I mean, no nwere any problem ọ asị anyị na ha dị na mma. Unu ndụ ọtụtụ ndị enyi ya ụkwa ndị Yoruba. Onye nwe onye isi Abamakoli onye nwe onye isi take over. But one of his best friends who Adari Rogusaya, until ya nwụọ ya na ya dị na mma. O nwekwara many other people ndị enyi ya. Adị ha many, Tos Benson na ndị ọzọ. So ya nwa gwara isi ya na ndị Yoruba dị na mma. Yes, ya na Awolowo ha dị na mma. and then when political difference. Yeah. Politicians know are different parties. Organ election, they cannot be friends. After election, they become friends. Oh, you know, Zik na Awolowo. How friends? Now, Awolowo na Awolowo alike Ndigbo. Oh, I see. Awolowo, one as a president, Obera Igbo as vice president. Am I not correct?
Yeah, correct.
So he did it. August, you know, now, even more when Nonga, Ogen as a president, but Awolowo be na Papa Agranola Awolowo. He blessed me. Muna unye hana mutra. Shinga muno muyanile aidinama oluwole na ndi ozo aidinama up to today. So Awolowo like Ndigbo n'anya ndị awụ ndị isi ndị Yoruba unu lekwa n'anya ọbụla ogu ugbu a o nwere mgbe abịara sị na ọ nwere ihe m kwuru against ndị Yoruba unu ga-echeta na ndị Afenifere the highest Yoruba body onye isi ha wụ Chifaya ị ga-ahụ na mụ na ha dị na mma even oge nwere my newspaper ọ champion newspaper Odukomaya, Henry Odukomaya will be here. So many Yorubas, somebody like of my daughter, he chairman the wedding of my list. Our people should continue to live the governor before. We have assured the governor that they will be going to Lagos and I will try to see our people there. Now, the politicking is over. We are now in serious business. Igbos have accepted that he is our president and we are going to support him. All we require from anybody is not any favor. I mean, I can't understand a government that will drive away some investors because of the tribe they come from. Because we have been investing, we brought those things there. So these Igbos are local investors. They are bringing in money. So I believe that, you see, we Igbos will support the government. Igbos will support him. But we also want him to reciprocate by supporting us. For example, I believe that some of these people who are writing against Igbos, claiming we own over 50% of Lagos and so on, I think, you see, they are not writing in good faith. And I pray if Tinubu take a position on this matter, this thing will change, because as a governor of Lagos State, we didn't have any problem. So I believe that will help. Now, I have actually gone through all this. I want to assure our people also that I share their pains, and as the President General and leader, I have decided that I'm going to consult the leadership. Within the next month or so, within the next 1 month or two, we are going to set up Ohaneze Relief Agency. We are going to have Ohaneze Relief Agency, set up a relief agency where Igbos will make contributions to support our brothers and sisters who may be in difficulty now or in future. Because, you know, Ohaneze is based on the philosophy, Onyagala Wanneya. Onyagala Wanneya. Ohanaeze. Onyagala Wanneya. Ohanaeze. So, we are going to do that. Frankly speaking, I think I have actually given you virtually all we want to say. We believe in this country. We are sure that in spite of difficulties, we are going to rise from this, and then with the support, all of us supporting our president, Nigeria will be transformed. Thank you very much.
Well, our President General is a wonderful orator.
It was sent to my WhatsApp. So it was sent to my WhatsApp. It's going around, and the name of the person is there. The name of the person is there.
At the time.
Yes, the name is there. So that's all right. The name is there. But the most important thing, you see, what he has written is exactly what is happening. Yeah. Because, you see, in fact, there's demolition, people that demolition markets already. I mean, that is very painful, really. Houses have been demolished. And, you know, the claim, Igbos are being told to their front that they are they shouldn't be in Lagos. They should go home. You know, these are some of the things. So we're not in doubt that this thing is clear. So it's better that we nip it by the bud so that we don't allow it to happen. We don't want to have be victims of another civil war. That is why when this thing happens, we talk about it, so that all Nigerians will join us. Wherever it comes from, Nigerians should not join us. So tell them Igbos are not kidnappers. Igbos are not druggists. I have in my office record of cases of drug peddling, cases of kidnapping, cases of fraud in Nigeria. Igbos are the least. In case of fraud, I have seen many tribes stealing billions of naira. I have not seen any Igbo man accused of stealing even billion. Some of them steal 50 million, 20 million. I have seen an individual stealing billions. So when I record all these things, you see, in terms of the ritual, Igbos are not there. But they give it as if Igbos are the drug. In Igbos, yes, we have some Igbo youths who are involved in drug. But there is no tribe in Nigeria that haven't got their people involved in drug. If you read through, you will see. And it's difficult to say. Igbos are not even the largest in number from my own record. So I think all we are doing is we have suffered a lot. We don't want this thing again to explode. Thank you.
Do you think, do you think this might be coming as a result of the elections, the 2023 election, where it was popularly believed that the Igbos did not support the presidency of Tinubu, and of course, what also happened?
Well, sir, I don't know, madam. I don't know.
We're not in politics.
I'm not a politician.
We're not in politics.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Remarks arising from the statement you made. Me, I spent one whole day yesterday at Abule Ota, the venue, Abule Ado, the venue of the demolitions. Spent one whole day yesterday there. And what you said was very much in order. It is not a question of demolishing buildings that had papers and authorizations. You see, Alaba Market, I was there when late Ndigbo carved out that place and gave to Ndigbo. And Ndigbo refused to go there because it was swamp and so far away from Lagos. I and a few people like him, Ndigbo, Ebitukiwe, and others, appealed to Ndigbo to go there and do what they know how to do. And they went there and turned the swamp into plazas now. And then eyes are being raised. Wherever you have authority, legitimate papers, and you build and it is demolished. As he said, Ohaneze will come to support the war against you. In fact, our people have built extensively in this place. A number of them have papers. A number of them have only numbers awaiting certification from Federal Housing Authority, not Lagos State Government, as a matter of fact. Yes. That zone, the entire place, is Federal Housing Authority, not Lagos State. I was there the whole of yesterday. And it's really very painful. Some of them built with hard paper. Some of them, I saw one that was built quite close to the road, so it was demolished. So, no problem on that. But many others, they say they have papers. I didn't verify. Actually, I think Lagos, Oba, and and many Obas, of various villages in Lagos, should be given Igbos traditional title for making what would have been uninhabitable habitable.
Yes.
Yes. That, I mean, it's very clear. These are places that nobody would have ventured to make habitable, but they went there. So swamps, deep depth of about 6 feet. They closed it up and then piled and then built. So I am, rather than casting aspersions on Ndigbo, building in Lagos and other places, they should be given titles. Because they are great.
Any other question?
Briefing will be a forerunner to a better Nigeria. Because, you see, if this is presented properly to Nigerians and if they listen to it, I'm sure Nigeria will become a better place. Yeah. And all of us will be happy to see this country a better place. A country where people's effort will be appreciated, where somebody has made investment, local investment, to develop his country. Rather than seeing it in that way, they say because he's an Igbo man, he's taken over the property. After all, Igbo's own properties in Europe, Igbo's own property in America, and they are not been told to go. How can we now have a problem owning property in our own country? So, I mean, it's terrible. So that is why I'm appealing to all Nigerians to come to us, come and tell these people to leave us. We have suffered a lot in this country. Igbos have suffered. We are begging Nigerians. We have passed through civil war. We have lost our things. Everybody who came out had only 30 pounds. And people struggled again. We have got to this point. The thing is smoldering again. And if we are not careful and it bursts out, we will go and lose the ones we have made again. And I don't think we will like it. Thank you. Thank you.